for a company called Lightspeed, and they make training videos, motivational video kind of stuff.
So he's still doing the whole video
But
videography stuff. Oh, that's
just
good.
getting paid $95,
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
whatever. And their biggest person is Southwest Airlines.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay.
And they do, you know, that Tim Robbins guy who used to walk on coals, that
Mhm.
guy, he's now done a whole, he's a big client too for motivational speaking.
Yeah, sure.
And
You know what's funny? In 1991, I went to my first, I was 13, 14, I went to my first chiropractic seminar. My chiropractor took me, and he was one of the main speakers at that event.
Oh,
All
okay.
100 years ago, whenever that was, and it was 1991. It was in New York. It was at Nassau Coliseum in New York,
Mhm.
1991, 1992. And it's the funniest part about that whole thing through these years. This past year, I spoke at a big conference, and I was talking to the guy who put it on, who's been a friend now for 10 years since I've been in practice, and been a mentor of mine. And we were talking, and he's like, he's like, how'd you get started? Like, we were having, he's like, how'd you even get started? I was explaining I went to this conference, and that was kind of where everything changed. He's like, in New York? Yeah, it's just Nassau Coliseum. Yeah, he's like, was it 1991? I was like, yeah, that could have been 1991. He's like, I put that conference on. He's like, I was the president of the New York Chiropractic Board, and because he practiced in New York. He's like, I put that conference on. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah. He says, and I said, I was at that. I was a kid. I said, I wasn't a doctor. I was a patient. I went just because I was interested. All those years later, and he's like, so you mean to tell me we've known each other for 10 years and I never knew that? And I was like, well, you never asked me how I got started. I would have gladly told you. How are you doing, Dan? How's everything?
Well, I think the pain is less. I'm still bent quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
What?
you're much better
Yeah.
because of the Alexander method.
Good.
He sees her twice a week now.
Great.
And I'm going to where I just started the cranial sacral.
Oh, did you? Good. Help with your headaches?
You haven't had any, but I started 2 weeks before we came down.
Mm-hmm.
But she is so much like you. It's just a continuation
Yeah.
with,
The conversations and how it
well,
goes.
and just, you know, she starts at the bottom of my spine. I said, what are you doing? And she said, your spinal fluid carries your blood and oxygen to your brain. And I'm, you know,
Moving
it's
it
like
up. Yeah.
Dr. D.
Moving on up.
But it's all the same words. It's so wonderful because it's such a continuation of the education that we got from you and learning and people have noticed that he is standing straighter.
Yeah, that's kind of the nice part. Sometimes it's hard to notice. You don't notice how you stand and how you feel, but when people notice it, it's always nice to hear.
Well, like you said, there was no awareness of
Yeah,
where his
it's
body was.
just normal after a while.
It's the Parkinson's, there's no connection. And she's doing through the natural eye vision work, which you do, retraining the brain to connect to the body. It's just so logical.
Yeah. Totally.
I just need to carry you wherever.
I know, right? Good grief.
I'm on my soapbox about this. I'm so inspired by everything we learned here. And the diet, he's lost 30 pounds.
Hey, well, good. How you feel better with it?
I definitely feel better.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
It's easier for me to move around.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. You don't realize it in the moment, but once you get that off, you feel about how
Well,
easy it
and
is.
the whole sugar thing.
Mhm.
I mean, he's probably like 99%, I'm maybe 95, but at home we're 100%.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's pretty good. I
It's
mean,
like-
nobody's 100, but it's pretty good
no,
if you're...
but I mean, it's like, our friends that are here visiting with us now, we haven't seen them, they're from Seattle, so we only see them once or twice a year maybe. And they saw us in September, and the minute they walked in last night, they said, oh my God, you two look different. And what have you done?
Yeah.
And I said, well, the biggest thing,
So they live
no
in
sugar.
it.
And I said, I'm going to tell you, I have never, I can only speak for me, I have felt better and more energy in 100 years.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
And our friend's going to be turned 72. I'm going to turn 71. He says, yeah, we're so less. I won't hear that. It's a number. It's
Yeah.
where we are.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. I'm on my soapbox out there. I'm Dr. D's
Yeah.
cheerleader. I believe.
I always tell people, like, my dad just turned 70. He'll be 71 in April, and he's still strong as an ox. I mean, good grief. And he's the runt of the family too. Like all my uncles are big guys, and my
Mhm.
dad's like the rump of the family. The guy's still strong as an ox. And you know, he goes, he works out, he does his things, and he's still sharp as anything, you know, mind-wise. And it's just like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, 70. Wow. You know, like he can't even like it's like you can't even fathom it just because it's so out of the realm for him. But like that's good. That's how it should be.
Well, that's it. I walk with friends, and with one woman, the gal I work with, you know, sharing a knee replace, and now that I'm old, we used to dance. We loved
Mhm.
dancing. We used to be at parties, and she never remembered, like we were crazy on the dance floor. And she's, oh yeah, I can't dance anymore. I said, why? Well, you know, I'm too old. Oh, low battery. Bernie's dance phone, he has no storage. Yeah, it's just like, it's your head. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
our bodies are different, but let's work with what we got.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Danny's just, he's my miracle boy, and everybody's hero.
I always tell everybody, that one of my buddies is probably going to get engaged here pretty soon, and so we're having. He's like one of our last holdouts. You know, he's like one of my last friends who's not married yet, and he's pretty much going to get engaged here pretty soon. I was talking to him over Christmas.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, you know, like what you're going to do, you're going to have like a bachelor party or whatever. And he's like, the only thing I really want to do, because he's like, I want you to be in the wedding, am I right?
Mhm.
He says, you know what I want you to do? I said, what? He's like, I want to all play, because we all play basketball growing up. He said, I want to go play basketball. He's like, so wherever we end up, we got to find a court someplace that we can rent or something that we can all go play, you know, one
Aw.
game together. And I was like, geez, I don't know, man. I was like, we all haven't played in a lot of years. It's probably going to be pretty ugly watching all of us huff and puff up and down that court. I said, if that's what, I was like, I'm glad you told me now so I can start training a little bit so I don't make a fool of myself trying to suck wind running up and down. I can't do it the same way I could when I was 18, you know. I said, but I'll get up and down there. I said, but you just got to give me a little bit of advance notice so I can practice a little bit. It's going to be pretty ugly.
Well, Bob is the same way, because he's like you, he used to play
Yeah,
passionately, and now he said, you know, now he's working out differently. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't played in years, just you fear of injury and stuff like that. But I was like, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I said, hopefully nobody records it. We don't want that to never. This is gonna be short lived. Someone's gonna throw up on the court, and I'm gonna be done.
Well, the guy in Bob's basketball team, same age, and Eric was like 6'6", fabulous.
Yeah.
Bob was always the center behind him, and Eric would throw up before every game.
Yeah.
And he's fabulous. Bob said, but you're so good.
No, this is how people react. Little nerves never hurt anybody. Makes you play a little bit better.
And I will tell you one thing, I'm only talking because I talk all the time, but Danny doesn't as much, but watching him, and now Kay has him when she works with him, he's sitting in the chair, and she has him looking over her shoulder,
Mhm.
you know, and she stands him up, and he's standing straight,
Yeah.
and she'll say, Dan, eyes, you know, so his eyes are up, and he
Mhm.
stands straighter. So now driving,
Yeah.
we drove down this time.
Oh, did you?
First time in a year and a half. Because he isn't tilting so much that he can't.
when you're okay.
Yeah.
Then he can't drive, and now I say eyes, and he sits straight.
Yeah.
And he straightens himself up
Yeah.
without me saying everything, because it's now starting to connect.
Yeah, and that's what it does.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes a minute to, you know, it's like anything, you know, back in the day, meaning before 2000, really, when we said nerve stuff, everyone just assumed once you lost it, you lost it. They literally believed that there could never be reconnections or
Mhm,
growth or
mhm.
anything else like that. And it's funny because a lot of people, a lot of doctors still really operate under that premise, despite the fact that they've seen, you know, tons of times that that's not necessarily the case anymore. It's, you know, it's outdated information. You know, at the time that was the best, you know, you do the best you can with what you got, and that's what we thought it was, but now that they look at it, they're like, oh yeah, no, that's not the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Let's jump. This is actually still pretty good, pretty straight-wise. It's still down here. But they'll keep working on that. The more the eyes come back in, the more up and down.
Well, well, you talk about your pain. or pain.
Well, here, what do you mean?
Well, you have some pain, and, you know, it's more, but it's not the chronic
Yeah.
pain that you have.
Yeah, it's more of a deep, dull pain,
Yeah.
as opposed to the back problem, this
Right.
problem.
Like the achy,
Sure.
like an achy kind of
Yeah.
deep achy type of thing.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
now than the excruciating,
Yeah,
debilitating.
and part of that, you know, too, is then as you're training all those muscles and stuff like that, you get a little more muscle ache. Your muscles
Mhm.
gotta hold you in a way. You know,
Mhm.
it's like if I went roller skating tomorrow, I'd probably be sore as anything the next day because my body's, you know, using
Mhm.
muscles I haven't used in years.
Right.
Same thing when I probably go play basketball. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But the same thing. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time with that. But anyone who does that technique, and Sodor, Dr. J. Sodor was the guy whose name I gave you up there. He can always really help with that too if you ever need somebody. to help
Right,
who's
yeah,
there,
Nick
he
was
can
the
help
same, and
that
then
too.
with Kay, we figured that's.
Right,
You know,
he's-
so
and
if chronic happens, then he can go,
Right,
yeah.
then you can always have that as a
Yeah.
backup plan too, because he's
Yeah.
right up there, he's really good, so,
Yeah.
kind of squared away with that. So good.
Perfect.
Give my best to everybody.
I will, so
Safe
great to
trip back,
see
yep.
you. Have a great new year.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.